Good morning to you. I want to just kind of share a devotion with you this morning, but I'm not going to keep the camera on me. It's too early in the morning. I'm going to just kind of position it right here, and you'll be able to kind of see out here as I sit here on my sister's back porch, just kind of enjoying this. But I kind of really want to title this this way. Craig, don't let Debo keep you from God's best. This morning, as I'm just kind of sitting here and kind of meditating upon Judges chapter number 6, it's really a great story. I challenge you to spend some time today and read this story. It's a story that I'm going to give you today, really kind of the Derek Allen Scobie version of it all. But the children of Israel, they were just really deathly afraid of these folks called the Midianites. The Midianites to us really would be kind of a modern day Debo. If you don't know who Debo is, that's on you. I ain't gonna tell you. But everything that the children of Israel had, Debo, these Midianites, they would just come and take it. So Israel, what they started to do, they started to hide in caves and mountainsides, just anywhere to avoid Debo. But Israel, they were so oppressed that finally they called on the Lord, and he answered them. And he sent the angel of the Lord, which really would be a pre-incarnate Christ before Jesus came in the flesh, born of the Virgin Mary. But so here the angel of the Lord, he came, and he came to a man named Gideon. Now, when he came up on Gideon, Gideon was in a wine press threshing wheat. So let me kind of elaborate on this threshing wheat thing. Whenever you thresh wheat, that was to separate the wheat from the chaff. You did it high up, maybe on top of a mountain or something like that, in order for the wind to blow the chaff away, and then the wheat would fall on the threshing floor, and you would have your wheat. It would all be separated. Well, my man Gideon, he is attempting to do this in a wine press, which really equated to a hole in the ground. So Gideon is down in this hole, really kind of looking like probably an idiot, trying to thresh wheat where there's no wind to separate the chaff from the wheat. So really it's a futile cause. So the question is, why was he doing it? He was doing it because he was deathly afraid of Debo. So he was hiding in this hole instead of threshing wheat on top of the mountain. So here's where the story gets really good. In Judges 6 and 12, chapter 6, verse 12, the angel of the Lord says to Gideon, the first words he says to Gideon is this. He said, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." Mighty warrior? Remember, Gideon is down in a hole hiding. He's performing this futile task down off in this hole because he's so afraid of the Midianites. Yet, the angel calls him a mighty warrior. Why? I truly believe because God sees us as we will be. See, we see ourselves through our own eyes, our little weak eyes, and think we can never do this and never do that. But God sees us as we will be. So, here he is. He's down in this hole, and the angel of the Lord, he came to him and said, "O mighty man of valor, a mighty warrior." And I can only imagine about that time Gideon probably turned around and looked and said, "Who, me? Are you really talking to me? You see me down in this hole? I'm hiding from these people, and you call me a mighty warrior?" In verse 14, kind of after a brief exchange, the angel of the Lord told him, he said, "Go in the strength you have and save your people from the oppressors." He says, "I'm the one sending you. Go in the strength you have." That's really good news for each of us today. And the reason is we don't have to have it all together before we go and do what God has called us to do. We can go in the strength that we have today and do whatever God's called us to do. Don't wait any longer. Don't put it off till tomorrow, and don't do all that and come up with all type of excuses. But here God tells him to go into the strength that he has. Well, Gideon, he replied like many of us. And this is what he said. He said, but how can I save Israel? My family is the weakest out of all, and I'm the least in my family. Really, that translates for us today into, we've never had the breaks that everybody else has had, and that's why I'm in this condition. And if only I'd have been able to go to school or get that job or do all of that, then I would be able to do this, blah, 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 blah. Just go on and on. Well, we can't do that. You have to go in the strength that God has given you. You have to do that. I have to do that. But, so here the Lord tells Gideon what to do, and he says, I will be with you. He says, I will be with you, and you will strike down, not some, but all the Midianites, leaving none alive. Guess what? That's exactly what God did. He used a weak, frail, scary man named Gideon, and along with 300 men that were now following him, in order to defeat an army of about 135,000 men. Insurmountable odds, but with God, Gideon was able to do it. What's God calling you to do today? What is he calling you to do today, Gideon? Don't let your Debo keep you from God's best. God bless you.